Daniel, what that dang, and God, Daniel, oh, what that dang. This is the voice of the Patriot, where we speak truth to power. Here we don't criticize, but if we must, it would only be on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. This is the voice of the people. And my name Blakk Rasta. And of course, this is our daily editorial. And today we have two very important issues to look at. Now, the very first one is taken from My Joy Online, and it says, we are struggling. Pay your water bills. And this is Ghana Water Company Limited telling Ghanaians. And I read it. Ghana Water Limited has appealed to customers to pay their water bills promptly, warning that poor revenue mobilization and the increasing rate of illegal connections are affecting efforts to improve water supply across the country. Communications manager of GWL, Stanley Marte, said the company's ability to repair aging infrastructure and invest in water distribution systems has been significantly affected because many customers either fail to pay their bills or access water through illegal connections. Now, my brother, it is so sad what is happening in our country. How much is the water bill? Some people pay 12 cedis. Others pay 5 cedis. Yet, they still do not pay. And they know that water is the one single thing that is the most important in life. What a paradox. They are ready to buy clothes to wear. They are ready to pay for shoes they wear. They are ready to pay for the kenke and fish that they eat, but not ready to pay for the one most important commodity in life. Now, there's even a bigger paradox, if you want an irony. When you look at the fact that Ghana is one of the most religious countries in West Africa. Every religion talks against stealing. Every religion fights against thievery. Yet when you go to our, in fact, prisons, it is the most religious who are there. Christians and Muslims, they are those who are in our prisons. So you ask yourself, is it that religion has failed? Or we are just a very, very, very hard-eared people, recalcitrant people. A man says he's fasting in Ramadan, and the tea that he makes using the water from Ghana Water Limited is stolen. If you can't pay for water, is it electricity you can pay for? These are the people who also leave their lights on. The poor, they are those who do this foolish thing. They are those who wash bowls and leave the tap running until all the bowls are washed. They go to bed with their light on. They leave their homes with their lights on. They have all kinds of gadgets that the rich don't even have. Try it. Go into the slums of Nima, where assumably we have so many poor people. Go to Ashaiman in the slums, where assumably we have poor people. They have all kinds of gadgets. Some have 2 fridges in their rooms. They use air conditioners. My brother, my sister. And they use all kinds of things. If you come to my house, I don't even have one air conditioner. I have one single fridge, small fridge, to be able to keep my vegetables in there so they don't get spoiled. I don't drink ice water. My brother, if you can't pay for it, don't use it. I think that the laws have to be very stringent. If you are caught doing illegal connection, be it electricity or water, you go to jail. You should not be asked to pay anything. Go to jail. How much are we paying for water? Maybe Ghana is one country that has the lowest water tariffs in the world. Yet people are still not paying. People are doing illegal connection. And these are the most wasteful people in the country. They leave their taps running till they wash all their bowls. They don't care if there's a burst pipe. They don't care. They will never call the authorities. They will allow this pipe to be burst. They tie it with some kind of thing, and that's the best they can do. Yet the water is still coming out. My brother, my sister, I think religion is gradually failing our people. Religion was supposed to guide and make people stand upright. It looks like people don't fear God anymore. In my days, people feared God. Where I come from, wallahi, if a father picked up a stick to beat his child for doing something bad, all they needed to do was to call God's name. And the parents relaxed. Today, we call the name of God in vain. We fast, yet we do not even follow the tenets of fasting. Stolen water to make your tea and to make your cocoa for fasting. The pastor has a church where electricity is illegally connected. Look at what happened to Obinim the other day. Illegal connection. And some other pastors, we are told, yet these are people who preach as if they were holier than the Pope. Thieves. It hurts. And again, a lot of government officials do not even pay for water. Yet these are people who earn more than the poor man. It's all in the name of service to the nation. No. My brother, my sister, every government official must pay utility bills. Once it is free, they misuse it. True or false? If you don't pay for electricity, if you don't pay for telephone, oh, then everybody would, all family members would come to your house to make free calls. True? We all remember in the days when mobile phones were not that popular. A lot of people were running to the ministries, to family and friends there, to make free calls that government would end up paying for. True or false? Government cars are fueled for free till Mahama said no. So government officials, once they get free fuel, they drive the cars into just any corner. Some of them, I believe, might even have a certain kind of connection with fuel attendants, where fuel attendants will give them money so they can take some of the fuel, as if they used it for the nation. What a nation of thieves. All this, when they quote the Bible, you'll be shocked. You would think that they were there in the days of Paul. They were there in the days of Timothy. They were there in the days of Jesus Christ, as if they wrote the Bible. Yet they are the most corrupt. My brother, I've always said one thing. The only way we can cure this disease is patriotism. Now, we don't even teach civil education in the schools anymore. We are all looking at how we can pass. It doesn't matter how we do that. Schools are buying a poor. for school children. So at that young age, they are already being introduced to some form of corruption. What a dirty people. Yet these are the people who know all the quotations from Matthew all the way down to Revelation. From Genesis all the way down to Malachi. From Matthew all the way down to Revelation. What a dirty people. 5 cedis for water bill you don't pay. 12 cedis you don't pay. 30 cedis you don't pay. Where in the world do we pay 30 cedis for water bill? Yes, some of them even do business with the water. They do business with the water. They sell the water. Now the Ghana Water Limited is saying that, you know what? We are almost broke. We need to fix broken pipes. Please, we beg you, pay the little tariffs that we are asking you to pay so we can run. Those working here are all being paid, and they are supposed to be paid from what you pay for using the water. Oh, what a country. It's so disappointing. It's so disappointing. Can you do this in England? You would even be scared that you would connect electricity illegally. You will go to jail. You will never forget. In England, in America, if they know they can't pay their electricity bills, what they do, they disconnect themselves. They disconnect themselves because they can't pay. In my country, no. Illegal connection. They have some electricians right there inside every ghetto. They know how to use their screwdrivers to screw up the system. Now the next thing I would like to look at is equally important. And I need you to open your ears and listen with rapt attention. G-Tech is talking. How many of us know G-Tech? So there's a story here from Graphic Online. It says, G-Tech to Echo Spiogabra. Prove how you earned doctor title or cease using it. Ekospi Ogabra, Ghana's presidential envoy for reparations, is the latest on the list of the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, GTEC, for scrutiny in relation to a suspended use of an unearned academic title, a campaign the commission has been propagating in the last 2 years to sanitize the public space. GTEC has directed Ekospi Ogabra to provide evidence supporting his use of the academic title doctor, or cease using it if he is unable to prove that it was legitimately conferred. He has been referring to himself as Ambassador Dr. Ekospi Ogabra. But in a letter dated July 27, 2026, addressed to him and copied to the Chief of Staff at the Office of the President, the Commission demanded that he provides documentation and clarification for his use of the doctor title by providing the name of the awarding institution, whether the doctoral degree was earned or honorary, the date it was confirmed, and the process through which it was conferred. The GTEC letter signed by the Deputy Director General, Professor Augustine Oklu, a copy of which has been seen by the Graphic Online, states, "Sir, should you be unable to provide the required documentation, you will be expected without delay to cease the use of the doctor title respectfully. Further, you must provide verifiable information and evidence that this title has been withdrawn from all the relevant platforms including but not limited to official documents, institutional profiles, websites, letterheads, and any other public or professional representations. I like what G-Tech is doing. You see, the boss of G-Tech is one of the Jinapors. He's called Ahmed Jinapor. His government is in power. And when I say his government, his siblings are in power. The Jinapors are divided between the NPP and the NDC. The John, the guy who bears the same name as John Dramani Mahama, is the NDC guy. And the other one, Samuel, is with the NPP. One of the most useless ministers we have ever had in the history of this country. The Samuel guy. Look how they messed up the nation, Galamsey. And this guy just sat down there like a stooge, doing absolutely nothing but making noise in the parliament house. What a shame. What a shame. Recently I was told that he almost crashed the Yobonwura's palace with some kind of, whatever it was, breach of protocol. He had to go and apologize and do some other such things. I've forgotten what exactly the thing was, but this was what it was. Today we are not talking about him. We're talking about G-Tech. Now, G-Tech is an institution that I have lauded all this while. Yes, it's not doing badly. This is an appointee of the president. His name is Ekospio Gabra. He is a very, very, very astute politician. G-Tech is not scared. One, that this is an appointee of the president. That two, this is an astute politician who has paid his bills and dues. They go after him because they believe that he needs to be answerable to the public and the good people of this nation by his use of a title that they think they need clarification for. For me, that is bold. And congratulations to the G-Tech. Ekospio Gabra is a man that I love so much. He supported my Kuchoko thing. When the whole thing started, he thought it was a great idea. And then at least he gave us the opportunity to perform in front of a group of people who had the power to also support the cause. For me, that was solid. But my brother, if Spio Gabra has been using this doctor title all this while, after G-Tech made all the announcements, then I am one of those misled, because all along I felt it was a PhD. In fact, a merited title. If not, I will be really disappointed. And I think G-Tech should not only just ask people to withdraw, they have to be fined or they should go to jail. This is a country that is ready to use big titles. Reverend, Honorable, Doctor, Emeritus, Professor, all over the place. Yet, when they start speaking, they are dumber than dumb. They know absolutely nothing. What kind of school gave you those titles? You have been told that if it is an honorary title, don't use it. Don't. We are quick to call ourselves doctor this, doctor that, yet we are not ready to sit in the classroom How can you have your cake and eat it? What an irresponsible people. Do you know how many universities have conferred doctor titles on me and I've never used that? Do you know? It is weak-minded people, not only irresponsible, but mentally sick people who use titles that they know they do not deserve. The other day, some radio presenters, I don't even want to mention their names, some journalists decided to pay a university to confer on them a certain title. What are useless people? They are ready to pay. A university writes to them, oh, Mr. ABC, oh, Mrs. blah, blah, blah. We have realized that you are doing a very good job and the university wants to confer you with a doctorate degree, you know. We will need you to pay $5,000 so that blah, 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 blah. Then they paid the money and they gave them fake certificates. They carried these fake certificates on radio and TV. And I'm talking about Abeku Santana and I didn't want to mention names, but I would mention. There were times if you didn't even add a doctor to his name, he would shut you down and say, hey, for Dr. Nukau, you think it's easy to have a title? No, sir. If you need the title that much, please, it's supposed to be an academic title. Rawlings was given a PhD, a doctorate degree from the UDS, Tamale, Navrong, I beg your pardon, Nyankwala campus. They even put his name on a certain building there, or scholarship. You know what he said? He said, yes, even though I've been given this, I'm not going to demean it by parading myself all over the place as a doctor. How many of us remember Rawlings said this? Do you remember any time that Rawlings was ever called Dr. Jerry John Rawlings? Even when people tried to push that, he rejected it. He was comfortable enough to call himself a lieutenant, flight lieutenant, J.J. Rawlings. That is what he has achieved. But we are so much in a hurry to put big titles on ourselves. They say fake it until you make it. What a shame. Well, to Honorable Spiogabra, you know I'm one of your biggest. Struggling with my PhD, no time to even finish. I bring a group of researchers, we research together, write things together. I abandon it, come again and start afresh. Because if I truly want it, I have to go off radio and off the media for at least 2 years to be able to finish it. But I want to do the two. You understand? And even with that, we might end up never using it. You might never hear doctor, blah, 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 Blakk Rasta. No. Because we always want to keep the certificates under the bed so that those who want to misbehave, then we'll flaunt that once and put it back under the bed to catch dust. I'll leave it here.